Hello again, fans of the Two Old Sweaters video podcast travelogue. This is video number 3, and we're updating you on our travels. We left Matapedia area of Quebec for southern Nova Scotia and arrived in Mahon's Bay on the southern shore of Halifax. That next day, we drove to Halifax, which is a beautiful, beautiful city. Starting, of course, at the public garden, so Linda could take several hundred pictures of beautiful tulips. That garden was devastated by Hurricane Juan in 2003, but restored by volunteers and is still maintained by a volunteer staff today. It's a beautiful, beautiful garden. Linda will have some wonderful photos on her website once we get back and can use the internet more effectively to download her photos.
Later that afternoon, we climbed the very steep hills of Halifax to see the Halifax Citadel. We did note that there was a speed limit. Steve did not get a ticket for exceeding the speed limit. However, we do say if it was Stephen Gonzalez, beware. There is a possibility of a speeding ticket.
It was 20 kilometers an hour.
Yes. The Citadel was actually built in 1856 to defend against a land-based attack. And today they still fire the cannons at noon, as they've done since 1857, which provided the sea captains, once they saw the puff of smoke in the air from the Citadel, a way for them to set and synchronize their marine instruments. We also did have a lot of fun dressing up as guards. That was really a cute time. And we immersed ourselves in the battles that involved the Canadian Forces, which I learned an immense amount about my father's time in the Canadian Army, which was very useful information.
We had a wonderful guy doing that. He was an ex-sergeant major from the Canadian military, and he helped us to understand how to find Linda's dad's military record from World War II as well.
Very enlightening.
On the next day, we followed and drove along in Little Red along the lighthouse route in southern Nova Scotia. Only saw one lighthouse, but it was a beautiful lighthouse at Peggy's Cove. Peggy's Cove is hugely visited cove. It's pretty amazing. It's just this tiny little cove carved in the rock out off the coast. And Peggy's Cove got its name, we found out. There was a woman named Peggy who was betrothed and was to visit her fiance in Halifax, and her schooner was wrecked. And the people from that cove went out and they saved this woman. And from that day on, they referred to it as Peggy's Cove.
On the final day of our time in Mahon's Bay, Steve and I took a 30-mile trek and rode our bikes into Lunenburg, which is a beautiful, colorful harbor city. We had lunch there. We went to the Fishers Museum, which was immensely educational. And my family, as most of you know, coming from New Brunswick, worked in the fishing industry. So we learned a lot and also saw a lot that I was in particular familiar with. So sorry for the delays, everyone, in getting you another video. We have not really had much internet. And now that we are sitting at a visitor center in Newfoundland, we've had an opportunity to send this off to you. Hope you're all doing well. Bye-bye. On our final day,
so this is Two Old
over 30
Sweaters,
miles,
Steve,
from our campground
signing off
to
from southern Nova
Lunenburg,
Scotia.
which is
Tomorrow
just a
on our
very
way
colorful,
to
delightful
northern
town.
Nova
Enjoyed lunch
Scotia,
there
and we'll
immensely.
be
We
updating
went to the
you on our
Fishers
journeys
Museum,
around the
which
Cabot
highlighted the
Trail
lifestyle
and
of the
the
fishing
Louisbourg
industry,
Fort.
which was
All for now.
fascinating to
Good
see,
night.
especially because Linda's family